It's day 2 at the Masters. Tiger Woods started this day 5 shots back. As he arrives at 18-10, he's 6 off the lead. Woods 3 under par, just 1 under on the round. Really not able to sustain any momentum. But in the fairway at 18, the man he's trailing, a couple of Americans. Kenny Perry, who is trying to become the oldest major golf champion ever. 9 under par, tied for the lead with Chad Campbell, our 18-hole leader, who shot 70. The conditions have been a little bit breezier. Scoring's been a little difficult. Late morning, early afternoon, you'll see Furyk and Cabrera. There's Woods, even though 6 back, still very close to the top of the leaderboard. We'll watch Vijay Singh and Padraig Harrington this afternoon, the man who has won the last 2 majors. Closing with the Open Championship and the PGA at Oakland Hills back last August. Let's show you what Tiger has done during the day. This was a birdie putt at the 6th. But again, inability to sustain momentum. Birdie dropped a shot at 7. Birdie 8, bogey 9. 36 on the first 9. And after a string of pars, 10 through 14, the par 5 15th there in 2. Comes up short with chip, able to knock in that short birdie putt. Getting Woods to 3 under. Pars 16, 17, a nice save at 16 as well. Todd Hamilton, who's had very little going, really since his victory in the Open Championship at Royal Troon. Won the British Open 5 years ago. Playing his 6th Masters, Hamilton had a good day, shooting 2 under par, 70. We mentioned Chad Campbell, the leader, coming in. All those birdies he made yesterday, 9 of them. Dropped a couple of shots on the way in. He was out early this morning after 9 o'clock. And continued some of his very strong iron play. That beautiful shot. It's a difficult hole location at the 4th. Campbell had a tough time through Amen Corner where the winds were swirling. Put it past the hole location on 18. Treacherous putt, but for birdie. Finds the bottom, and Chad Campbell, 36-hole leader in the past, might be that again at Augusta. Now, Kenny Perry, whose track record here did not indicate that he would contend for the Masters title at all. Just the right weight. And a precious birdie at Amen Corner. They've been very few and far to come by. And watch this second shot at 18. It's a lot of conversation with his caddy over 9-iron or 8-iron. As you see, he chose the 8. And they chose just right. That close to an eagle and the outright lead. This for birdie to tie Campbell. Kenny Perry with 67. And for the time he was playing, considering the wind gusts that were coming up and swirling around those soaring pines, bogey-free is extraordinary. We saw Woods drive at 18. Let's go down live. His second shot at the par 4.
Incredible tee shot. Now he's got to make the most of it.
And an incredible second as well, Jim.
Oh.
Complete blocks it, gets stuck underneath, and I am amazed. And he is absolutely, that's what he's indicated. He'll be absolutely gutted at that.
And he let a shot slip away at the end of yesterday's round at 18. An absolute perfect scoring position with that tee shot. Really the most vulnerable hole location of the 4 days you'll find at Augusta.
Exactly, just in the groups in front. Kenny Perry. The whole group knocking it all inside 6 feet, 3 balls, and for Tiger to come in with probably a 9-iron and completely get stuck on it, he will be absolutely livid inside, I can imagine, because he knows even with his greatest of skills, he'll have to put off a Tiger miracle to make this one.
And coming around today at 1 under for the round, 3 under for the tournament. As you see, Stewart Cink, who was the low man in the group yesterday and hit a really nasty patch in the middle of his round. And Stewart Cink, let's talk about his cause here, because the cut's going to be somewhere around 1. Well, 1s are going to be in because of that 10-shot rule, but it could make it all the way down to +2. It's 44 in ties.
Stewart was 2 over playing and had a relatively straightforward shot and blocked it well right.
He's going to play it up off the slope.
Oh, you're right. It's going to go up. Oh, it's gone too far.
Careful. Oh, going to leave it up there?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It's not moving. He's waiting for it to somehow
Then you think,
not defy gravity, but it's going to stay there.
Tigers is slightly more on the upslope, so he doesn't have to worry about going sideways. But the first yard or two into the green is very steep. I should think Tiger will try and jam this, hit the pin. He knows, but that's probably the best thing he can do. Hopefully rattle the...
And if it doesn't, you're really thinking this is 8 feet by.
6 to 8 feet by.
Best case scenario. Huh?
He would take that. Oh, he's actually looking.
He is looking at some angles here.
Wow, I'm amazed. Oh,
he's going sideways.
Well, he's going to think about it first.
Yeah.
Is he really? I can't believe that.
What do you think, Nick? If you're guessing, what do you think he's going to do here?
I would have thought he can hit one of those super spinners, which would land, 8 feet short and maybe go 10 feet past. But as he's just seen, if he goes sideways and it doesn't come off, he's going to leave guaranteed a 10 or 15 foot putt, which should be down. Oh, he's actually going for it.
Looks like he's made the decision to go off the hill. Quite
happy to have a left to right rather than a straight putt.
This one's coming down.
That's pretty good. I guess there's your 6-7 footer up the hill.
Good decision?
Well, yes, now. I think if he had 2 goes at that, he could have put another ball down and possibly got it similar distance, but he didn't want to risk it. If he got that one wrong and it kept going, he could end up right on the edge of the green.
Padraig Harrington, 8th hole for birdie. Slow start to his round, 1 over.
Oh, my goodness.
Bogeyed 1, fails to birdie both par 5s. And 16. Sandy Lyle. Look at Sandy Lyle now in red figures.
Yeah.
Made a long putt at 14 for birdie.
Going with a sore grip, and he's
2 under.
Sneaked that one.
How about the second side for Sandy Lyle, the 1988 winner? 4 in a row.
Yeah, that'll make him dizzy.
I saw him Tuesday night on his way to the Champions dinner. I had a chance to visit with him, talk about Seve a little bit, and he did say he was playing the best golf he's played in years. He felt like he'd finally kind of figured out his golf swing. It's been derailed for so many years. Now back here at 18, Stewart Sink, and has to make this putt to have any chance of making the cut.
Well, this is the one that Chad Campbell made from probably 2 paces to the left of Stewart, and as a gust of wind comes up, he checks the scoreboard and thinks, why am I here? There's that gust coming, rifling through the trees, through the swathes of fairway. And this is what you were talking about, Jim. This is what it was like probably 3 hours ago. Very difficult conditions. Whoa, look at that gust hit it. No, how about that? The golfing gods. Looks more like a gust from Turnberry.
Stewart had it 2 under for the tournament at the turn. Doubled 10 and doubled 11 and bogeyed 13. And Chief Milka Singh, 3rd member of this group. CBS announced crew broadcasting here on ESPN with Ian Baker Finch, Peter Costas, and Bill McAtee. David Farady's at 15, Vern Lundquist at 16, Peter Osterhaus at 17. And we're calling the action up here at 18, and pleased to be joining Mr. Tirico, who mans the way in Butler Cabin. Now this is Singh.
He's also had a nightmare of a afternoon here.
Needs to make it, and he may sneak in with that one. Catching the edge. We'll see. Joins a group at +2 that includes Adam Scott, Jose Maria, Sterney, Fred Couples, who birdied the last 2 holes. Valiant effort to try to make the cut, but they've got to see some players slip. Need about 7 players now to back up to make it to the weekend. Now Tiger with this putt for par. What will it do here?
Just a smidgen left to right. It's uphill enough that he probably won't want to give the hole away. Left edge.
By the way, he's made a number of saving par putts, something he's always been exceptional at pulling off.
Oh my word. Didn't break. Unbelievable.
For the second straight day, he gives away a shot at the 18th.
Well, you won't believe that.
It's a round of 72.
Probably had a little 8-iron yesterday and a 9-iron today, and walks off with 2 bogeys. I mean, the putt was perfect. It just stopped breaking, kind of like there. It tried to break, and it went back just a smidgen.
Too firm?
Quarter of a
fraction?
No, it was perfect. I think the putt just had
perfect. It'd be in the hole.
had a little shake in it. So.
Okay, well, that's a hard to believe bogey. Let's go to 9 here, Nick. Here's Vijay Singh. Look at Vijay. My goodness. I don't think anyone saw this coming. It's 3 under for the day. That's 33 going out. Cabrera's over at 10.
You have to be careful at 10. Just left of the flag. Just left it, just falls off there, so but the green is very receptive.
Over at the 8th, Peter Osterhaus.
Jim Furyk just on the front of the green. Obviously Furyk not one of the longer hitters on the professional golf tours, but finding the front portion of the green, putting from the fringe uphill and then flattening out around the cup. Anything within 3 or 4 feet is going to be an exceptional putt. Gets the line and the distance wrong. It is a difficult spot. It looks innocent. It's on the top of a ridge. We'll go to 18.
Anthony Kim. Chance to shoot the lowest round of the day. He's 6 under for the round. Looking anxiously right.
Yeah, he's always going to get away with it.
Oh, and he could even get the benefit of the back slope. Look at this. Well, that'll be for a round of 65. 10 birdies today, and that right now ties the record. Nick Price got a chance to set it alone.
So you get a look at the leaderboard here in the second round. We mentioned Perry and Campbell, and then you have men who've won major championships. U.S. Open champions in Furyk and Cabrera. Todd Hamilton, who won the Open Championship at Troon. Vijay Singh, of course, Masters champion 2000. 3 major championships to his name. And Nick Watney there at 4 under, as well as the Japanese player Shingo Katayama. And on back to Woods, you see there 2 under par and 7 off the lead after that closing bogey. From the Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia, ESPN proudly presents the Masters. It was 75 years ago that the first Masters tournament was played, and it remains true to the vision of Bobby Jones and Clifford Roberts, their extraordinary intersection of people and place that occurs here every spring. Augusta National appeals to the human senses. The smells of spring from the soaring pines and blooming azaleas, the majestic sights, familiar but never getting old, and the sounds of nature and the roars that fill Augusta National's grounds, each cheer carrying some meaning and context. As we get closer to the weekend, perhaps history. Tiger Woods has heard some of those roars. He's caused some, not able to get much going today. 2 under par, even par round of 72. He's standing by with Tom Rinaldi.
Thanks very much, Mike. Tiger Woods an even par round 72. I know you're walking off and you're hot after that lips out. How do you measure this round?
A lot of wasted opportunities today. Didn't get a whole lot out of them round again.
With the wind this fickle, all of this challenge, how much does that present a challenge to your patience as you grind through?
It's just the way it is. You got to be patient out there. You got to execute your shots, and hopefully you time the wind up correctly.
Immediately after you finished yesterday, you went right up to the practice putting green to work on some things. How'd you see that yield today?
I hit some good putts today. Putted a little bit better today than I did yesterday for sure, but still didn't make much.
You often say you've been in the position before, you know what it takes on the weekend. How do you assess your position right now?
Well, obviously I need to play a little bit better than I have. Make a few more putts and hopefully get it going.
Tiger, thanks very much. We appreciate it. Mike?
Tom, thank you. Tiger Woods, 7 off the lead through 36.
Not going to make it to the next ridge. Oh, that's going to leave. Oh, he knows it. He knows it. Oh. Sometimes you have to err on the cautious side. Anyway, down to 11.
And Angel Cabrera at 6 under par, just 3 off the lead. You need really good touch at this green to get it close with the pitch. It's so quick across there. Well, he's used to the very fast greens here. This is his 10th appearance at the Masters. US Open champion. Back over at 9.
And now this long one for par for Furyk.
Watch, just touches it. Now the ridge starts. And he will take that, I should think.
We'll have that short one for a 5. And first side 37. Here at 18, Sandy Lyle was in the greenside bunker. And that was for par. So the 5 birdie streak ends, and that closing bogey, but still great play by Sandy Lyle, the 88 winner here. That is his lowest round since 1999. There's Mickelson making par. So Phil able to hold it together, but still not ready to catch a good streak yet. It's got 8.
This was earlier. Sergio Cabrera did make his par at 11. Sergio makes his birdie at 8, so birdied 4, 7 and 8 after a disappointing 73 in round 1 to 9.
And again, this for bogey. Three bogeys, 2 birdies. And he's still going to check it out with a smirk. Over at 10, this is for bogey for Veach. Just after turning 3 under, surrenders a pair at the 10th. 18, Tim Clark. And a great chance to get to 5 under. Oh, he was going to walk it in, Nick, and hesitated for a moment. Now, he won the par 3 tournament Wednesday, and we all know there's no history of anybody ever doing the mighty double. Winning on Wednesday and winning on Sunday has never happened. And this is one of the shots from Wednesday.
This is the 9th hole, Jim. It was 3 under. So you can do the maths. This is how you play the 9th. And look, it literally stops and
disappears for one, just a second. How about that? finished as a runner-up in the big tournament before, and there's his trophy. And the big smile, and determined to break the hex. Again, no player has ever won both. But Tim Clark's got a chance to become the first. He's in good position here through 36 holes. That's 71 today for Tim, tied for 5th. Let's go over now to the 12th.
And Greg Norman, we saw his tee shot, took him so long to play it, found the bunker, but found a good lie here at 12. Oh. Well, he bogeyed 11, but a great bunker shot from Greg Norman at 12. Nice little knuckle there to young Gregory, and he may say a little amen to himself as he walks up to 13T. 8th birdie of the day at the 12th for Greg Norman. Let's go to 10.
Mickelson on the tee.
It's a sliding slice for Phil.
Things can change so quickly for him. What do you think his game plan would be here, this 9-hole stretch? He's right on the cut line. Of course, there are opportunities out there if you're striking it well.
Well, as we've seen today, the knife edge between birdies and bogeys or double bogeys is just so relevant here, isn't it? I mean, players can play. They're either get on a run and then making 3 and 4 and 5 birdies, or something. You have a quick stumble, a quick change of thought, a bad decision, and bang, a double bogey. Jim, if Phil simply said, I'm going to hit every shot perfect for that back 9, then it should almost be a simple 4 under, and he'll be back in the tournament.
His 10th hole. What do you think of this one?
Well, it's beautiful in so many ways. Scenically, absolutely unbelievable. Tee up on top of the hill, it falls down, and you can see how you've got to turn around the corner, and you've got to shape your shot. There's a little bump there in the middle of the fairway, and you can see how this gully, there's the landing area. You've got to land on top of that. It's got to be turning. Anything up on the right hand side of the fairway.
Got to be the hardest 3-hole stretch, maybe 10, 11, and 12.
Certainly in your mind.
Back to 12.
And in these guys' minds, the fortunate thing for Cabrera here at 12 is that he got up there quickly and played. The wind laid down, so they didn't mess around looking for clubs. And it's actually quite calm here right now. 16.
And Fuzzy Zoeller. There's an 8-iron. This was a moment ago. And that is a terrific shot. Fuzzy has announced that this is it. A winner in his first year in 1979. And still whistling. Now, Fuzzy reminiscing before the tournament began. Thought back 30 years. As a young person growing up, that's all I did was dream about playing at Augusta. When I say dreams come true, I remember standing on the putting green when I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. I would putt for the Masters, and my dream came true. I had that putt of having the opportunity to win the greatest trophy in golf, which is the green jacket. It's amazing the things you remember about players. When Fuzzy was a rookie, he was playing in the Byron Nelson Classic, and he had the first round lead in the morning. I was a broadcaster in Dallas at the time, and I asked if he would stick around to do a live shot for our 6 o'clock news. He stuck around for 2.5 hours. I've never forgotten it. 31 appearances at the Masters, 1 win in '79, 2 top 10s, and he was the last to win in his first Masters appearance. To 14.
Katayama, 161 yards away. Currently 4 under. For some reason, this has been a very difficult hole location for these players. And I think we're going to discover why. Watch this roll right down the slope. And again, Nick, this is what you were talking about, that limited landing area on so many holes here at Augusta National.
Yeah, it's interesting you said about how difficult that is to get in that corner because the wind's blowing right to left. So
co-leaders Perry and Campbell in the second round of the Masters.
Tenth hole, Mickelson.
well, a big divot came out, Jim, and I'm sure he lost half a club. Maybe with a little slight mishit. Yeah, I got mud splattered all over his fingers.
This was Furyk earlier.
Oh, that looked a little low, little left. Will it hang on? Oh no, that's... Oh yes, very fortunate. Another yard, that would have come 20 yards off the green.
Over to 12.
And this is Cabrera. Just chipped it down deftly to about 4 foot. Pretty straight, yep. Nicely done. A couple of good up and downs at 11 and 12 for Angel Cabrera. Remains at 6 under. Back over to Fuzzy.
And Fuzzy for birdie. Daughter Gretchen is his caddy. Michael Campbell, fellow competitor. His 15th birdie at the 16th hole in 31 appearances to 14.
Shingo Katayama, the top player in Japan, leading money winner there last year. In fact, he's led the Japanese tour in earnings 4 of the last 5 years. 1 over for his round today. And this is a birdie try of about 75 feet. And he'll have 6 feet or so remaining. He's had 10 consecutive pars, back to 12.
And the sweet swing of Ernie Els. A couple of nice shots there. That one you can see is Jeff Ogilvy, who played first. 4 major champions in this group. Vijay Singh will be the third member here. Currently 50 players at 1 over or better. Of course, the 10-shot rule in play here at the Masters. 9 under the lead. And the flag is flapping over on the 11th, but it's laying still at 12. Hold off 8-iron for Vijay, but just pulled it a little left and also long. The 3 groups before this group were all coming up short, found it very hard to get it to the hole, and now we're seeing everybody go long. Let's go to 13.
and the pitch shot of Greg Norman. Unfortunately, that is his 4th shot. That is going to go over into the swale that protects the left side of the green. Greg up in the pine straw to the right off the tee, got aggressive with his layup, put it in Rays Creek, or the tributary of Rays Creek. Let's go back to 10.
It looks like it's going to be Furyk's play, and you're right, Nick. That's just a fraction away from. You just can't even appreciate how big a drop off there is, low and left on that 10th green. And Furyk, of course, felt like he got an unlucky break. Ball bounding over the green at 9 on that downwind second shot.
I'm not sure if it's Jim's away, actually. He was just looking around.
I think he's going to yield over there to Mr. Padraig. Back on the tee, here's Sergio. Some good work on that first 9, 33.
Yes, he looked very demoralized yesterday with the putter, but he's stuck with the belly putter. Obviously spent some time working on it. He's been a beautiful driver of the ball for years. It's really the short irons and the change of angle that have cost him in his downswing.
He shot 73 yesterday. Just imagine if he was able to get in contention come Sunday and somehow channel the dedication and spirit of Seve Ballesteros back home and try to win a green jacket not only for himself but for Seve. Let's go back to 13.
Currently at 1 under. That was the 5th shot for Greg Norman. This is 6th.
It is a brutally tough shot from there, isn't it, Peter?
Well, you know, Nick, they mow the grass down green as the players play their shots, so it's very difficult to putt through there. Sometimes a hybrid or a 5-wood gets the ball up just a little bit better. So he'll have that for a double bogey 7 to get to +1 and right on the cut line. Let's go back to 12.
And VJ from just over the back left edge, choosing the belly putter. And once again, you just don't want to hit it down past the hole there, do you, Nick? It really gets away from you.
But it's just what Peter's been saying. It's so sticky with the grain running off the greens, isn't it, Ian? That's to putt is it's a tough choice.
It certainly is. Let's go back to 10.
This was earlier. Furyk.
He gave that a ram, didn't he? It was bouncing along, but that's very good. That's very happy to get out there with a 4.
Yeah, he made the putt for par. Now live, Mickelson for birdie.
A little bit of recoil in the stroke. A little more tension than he's been showing. I thought he putted beautifully a couple of weeks ago in Doral.
Katayama, after his lag putt, this remaining to stay at 4 under.
And there's a different grip there. Look at that. Don't know what we're going to call that one.
Well done. Well earned 4 for Katayama to 12.
And Ernie Els just missing the birdie. Just on the low side there. Tap in par, but at 4 over. Needs to take advantage of these par 5s. Needs to do a Bubba Watson, who earlier today made a couple of eagles on the second 9 at 13 and 15. Ernie needs to do the same thing. Just struggling a little with the putter. Normally a beautiful stroke. Just looks like he doesn't have the belief.
Seems to get more demoralized recently, doesn't he?
He does.
Ian.
Ahead to 13.
Speaking of demoralized, this for a double bogey. Just a fraction of a misjudgment on his layup. The ball rolled too far. The net result, a 7. Greg Norman now right on the cut line at +1. Now back on the tee, Angel Cabrera. You see a lot of the power players, the right-handed players, going with fairway wood. A little bit easier to turn it over. I'm going to try to keep it out of the second cut or the pine straw, so that should be okay right there. Cabrera, a massively powerful player. Let's go back to 10.
And as for par, Mickelson with a 4 at the 10th. Just hanging around. No fireworks yet. Let's go to 15.
And Dustin Johnson, who won earlier this year in another really special place, Pebble Beach. And this for eagle at 15 that would take him to 3 under par. Beautifully struck. Well, out in 1 under. And all pars until 15, and that's a 3. He'll get a piece of, is it cut glass or a plate? So for every eagle that you make here at the Masters, a little memento.
Tumblers, David.
Tumblers, yeah, glasses.
Dustin Johnson, making his first Masters appearance, finds himself 6 off the lead. You can follow the tournament on your mobile phone by visiting masters.com. Harry and Campbell lead as we continue from Augusta.
By 2010.
As we've moved through this second day, nowhere near the record number of rounds under par that we saw last year, or yesterday, I should say, 38. Still Perry and Campbell with good rounds. Saw the record-setting performance by Anthony Kim with 11 birdies. 5 off the lead. That group at 4 under par, including Shingo Katayama. You just saw it 14 a moment ago. There you see Tiger Woods. He is tied for 15th position for the moment, leading that group at 2 under. And if you're just joining us, let's take you through Tiger's highlights from earlier today. This is a birdie attempt at the second hole. Beautiful drive. Was unhappy with his second shot. Ended up not making birdie on the par 5 there. This a birdie attempt at 3. He had driven it way down there, just short of the green at number 3, but was unable to get up and down to make birdie. Now it's 6. We showed you this as we got on the air here this afternoon. Great distance control with his tee shot, par 3. But now it's 7. This is what we alluded to. Woods was unable to sustain any momentum. That was a par putt, so a bogey there. Now at 8. Parred both of the 5 pars on the first 9 yesterday, but makes birdie here at 8. And then at 9, where he hit the great shot yesterday to kind of kickstart a little bit of momentum. And just missing the putt. So back at 2 under, and even par 36 for the first 9. So would anything get started on the second 9 at 10? Again, many of these putts just close, just on the edge, but not falling. After going through Amen Corner with pars, another birdie attempt at 13 slides by. Shot kept there. And then finishing at 18 for par. So Woods has had some putts, had some looks, but unable, as you can see, to get anything above 3 under par on the round. Momentum stopped at 9 and on the way back in. So a round of 72 for Woods. Still 7 off the pace, held by Campbell and Perry to 10.
And Garcia.
If you call that a little thin, screaming at it. Looks good, but he knows that's the wrong side of the hole location he was looking for.
Now,
13.
At 13, that's Angel Cabrera out of the second cut from about 204, 205 yards. Oh, he just needed another yard or so, and it would have stayed up. And now he's going to have one of those delicate shots from the left side of the green that we just saw from Bernhard Langer and Greg Norman. Let's go over to 11.
Phil Mickelson on the tee here, 1 over par.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's going left. And that is deep and dark down there on the left in the pines. Oh, might have got lucky there. Might have just dropped down just in the pine straw, but you really want to be in the fairway here. Ahead to 13.
Well, Cabrera electing to not use the putter. He's going to take a less lofted iron and just kind of bump it. Oh, just a beautiful pair of hands. A beautiful pair of hands.
Peter, I think the fact he plays shots so quickly, he hasn't got any time for any negativity to jump in.
Well, you know, he only has one victory on the PGA Tour, and that is a U.S. Open. There's something to be said for that, isn't there, Nick?
There's something about his happy-go-lucky attitude when, you know, when things get so severe can work for him.
Well, right now, he is sole third in the 2009 Masters at -7. Let's go to 14.
Greg Norman. After that 7 at 13, his approach. 177 yards away. Back left hole location. Will it stay up? Yes. Greg right on that cut line. Now at +1 to 18.
Fuzzy Zoeller to play his last hole in Masters competition. And a pair of twos on his last side. And just a passing blow there. Just got a little glance and find some grass. You can play it from there. He birdies both the 12th and the 16th. 11.
Oh, and a tough shot here for Phil Mickelson. Coming from the pine straw, he's made good contact. Oh, what a shot. Avoided the pond there to the front left of the green. Good smart play. 15.
And in the 15th green, possibly for the last time, Gary Player. Familiar little stab of a putting stroke. Not quite high enough. And I wonder, as tremendous, you know, the sort of shape that the Gary Player is in, Nick, do you think he'll be able to resist the urge to play next year? Or is he serious about this retirement?
I think he's serious, David.
I don't know.
He just wanted to beat Arnold's record just to keep that little rivalry going.
Jim Furyk there playing his second safely down to the 11th. Got a bad left-hand kick off the knob, well short. Ben Hogan once said that if he ever found the surface of the 11th green in 2, he'd pulled his second shot. So many players aim to the right here. Ahead to 13.
Henrik Stenson. Another Eagle 3 here at 13. He gets to -2. Yet to make a par on the second 9. Bogey, bogey, birdie, eagle. Let's go back to 10.
Sergio. He says not the place to come in from him.
No, you just want to touch it down there.
Easy. Easy. Oh, boy.
That's a great try.
Keep you up to date here. We've had a 67 by Perry. Campbell with 70, including a birdie at the final hole. Todd Hamilton with a 70. He has not had a top 10 finish as Todd since 2006, but what a spectacular tournament this has been. We're at 18 now. Raymond Floyd has this for par. Masters champion 1976. Nearly won it again in 90. Oh, give it to him. And was in a playoff with my esteemed colleague to my left. In 1990, he was trying to become the youngest winner, trying to break the Nicklaus mark.
He was also trying to break the jinx of the par 3. He won the par 3 that year. Can you believe that? He got all the way to the second hole in the playoff.
To 15.
And Gary Player. Well, no. I'll tell you, one of the most important things when you see a man like Gary Player play here, many people criticized Arnold for playing as long as he did, but for the players with whom he plays, and he's playing with Stephen Ames and Luke Donald today, might be the only chance they ever get to play with Gary Player, and it means so much to them. I know I only got to play with Arnold a couple of times. Played with Gary a little bit, probably a half a dozen times in South Africa and elsewhere, and each time was very special. So for Stephen Ames, who is 3 under at the moment, he'll remember this day. There he is. And this to go 4 under. Ooh. And unfortunately, you may remember that one. Back to 10.
And Garcia doesn't need any of that action, just for par. To 14.
Moment ago, birdie try for Greg Norman. And he puts that about 4 feet past. So it'll be a ticklish effort coming back down the slope for Greg for par. Back on the tee, Cabrera. Sweeping dogleg left around those Georgia pines. Center of the fairway. Perfect drive for Cabrera. Back on the green now. Norman for par. So he makes double. And it looks like bogey here at the 14th. Let's go ahead to 15.
And Shingo Katayama, when we first met at the 2001 PGA Championship in Atlanta, where he almost fell in the water at the last, eventually finished tied for 4th. A familiar flattened cowboy hat. He's 36 years old. Good looking swing. Oh, flies it over the lot. And that's, well, it's got a little grass underneath it, but there you see what he has left. You know, he's got to fly that to make the choice of trying to play a huge flop shot, land it on the green, or try and run it up there. But we've seen a lot of players just leave it short of the green from there, understandably, as we go back to 11.
And Jim Furyk, who came up short of the green in 2, playing a little pitch and run here. Just a great grinder, Jim Furyk. Unbelievably tough competitor. And a wonderful shot there, left it underneath the hole. Brilliant 66 yesterday. Hit every green in regulation. Let's go to the last.
Yeah, Fuzzy did not have a direct line to the green, so pitched out. 3rd shot.
Me and you follow directions well. Be on it.
Gretchen, she knew it. How special will that be, being able to make the walk up the hill to 18 with your daughter by your side. Doing a good job. That is an oversized bag.
What if I could talk my little Emma into doing that in 15 years' time? She had her second golf lesson the other day. Chipped in, Jim, and she said, I got $1 for it. She chipped it in. I said, prize money at 5 years old. That's a good start.
Yeah, Ken Duke, who was walking with him, stepped aside, actually made a lateral move to the right. And still won't even step on the surface until Fuzzy's applause begins to taper. He played his first practice round ever here with Hale Irwin back in '79, and he once said that Hale really showed him many of the nuances around here. He qualified for that tournament by virtue of winning the Andy Williams San Diego Open about 2 months earlier. And he came here and became the third person to win it in his first attempt. That's if you count Horton Smith, year one, 1934. Gene Sarazen, 1935. Mr. Sarazen had not played in the inaugural tournament, which was in fact known not as the Masters, but the Augusta National Invitational. So from Sarazen in 35 until Fuzzy in 79, no first-timer ever won this tournament, and no one has since. In the group ahead, this was earlier, Saxton, reigning British amateur champion, goes home with a birdie. We are not going to have an amateur make the cut, it appears, Nick.
Yeah, it's been a tough week for him to come here and very difficult Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to prepare.
Jack Newman, who shot 72 yesterday, the Michigan State Spartan, at 76 this time out, and Danny Lee. Not his best round, but some great ones to come. Everyone will tell you that. Let's go to 11.
And Phil Mickelson for par. Not firm enough. This a few moments ago. Phil didn't hit one of his better chips there. It was just off the front fringe. And a disappointing 2 over. We've got 51 players at 1 over or better, so it doesn't look like the 2 overs will make the cut. Jim Furyk tapping in for his par. Beautiful chip from Jim Furyk. And Camilo Villegas rounding out this threesome. He came in here 1 over as well. And now go to the 12th. We'll go to 16.
Rory Sabatini for birdie. Well done for him. Back-to-back birdies. He's got 3 in all on the second 9 and moves to 4 under. Kenny Perry, Chad Campbell share the lead at 9 under. Angel Cabrera on the course at 7 under. Todd Hamilton with a fine round of 70 today. Let's go to 15.
Shingo Katayama with his very difficult shot, and his golf bag, I counted 7 head covers. That's a lot of stuff that's not irons. And there's the shot that you'll see more often than not, because the mistake of going a little bit too far, it might well take you into the water. So a relatively simple little chip from there, but a hole he would love to birdie, that's for sure. To 14.
And Cabrera has hit just a tremendous drive, well over 300 yards, one of the longest that we've seen these first 2 days. 139 remaining, right at it. He had a memorable Masters in his second trip to Augusta in '01. He opened with a Thursday 66, held the lead during the 3rd round on Saturday before he finished tied for 10th. Back to 18.
And Frank Urban Zoeller. He won that playoff in '79 with Tom Watson and Ed Snead. Fuzzy said he hit a career drive. It was down at 11 where you won 2 of your jackets. Career drive and an 8-iron and a birdie. Knock it in. There you go. Nice part to finish. The kiss His daughter Gretchen, who's caught up in the emotion of the moment.
Yeah, I think Fuzzy is too.
He is no doubt choking back tears right now.
There's something amazing about the emotions that you can have. I did a piece onto camera for CBS, and we were down at 11th green, and Fuzzy was down there, and I realised that I was obviously 20 years on since I won, and Fuzzy was there 30 years, so I've got a quick happy snap of the two of us on 11th green after the scene of our wins.
Look at him. Signed the golf ball, gave it to Gretchen. Worn the sunglasses for so long. And today they're able to at least hide some of the emotion. He's always been such an outgoing guy. And he not only exits, he jogs off the stage at Augusta, where he'll always be regarded as a Masters winner, 1979.
We just saw the emotion with Fuzzy Zoeller, who was in his 20s when he won. The younger winners talk about older winners. Kenny Perry not only has a chance to be the oldest Masters winner, eclipsing Mickelson in '86, he has a chance to be the oldest major championship winner. A short time after his great round today, I had a chance to visit with Kenny. Well, Kenny Perry, bogey-free at Augusta National is great any day, but on a day when the winds were swirling as you were out there, that was some kind of round. What was working so well for you?
Well, you know, I've driven it beautifully the past 2 days, and it's set up the whole golf course for me. And I've been able to attack the flags, and I probably only missed 2 fairways in the last 2 days, or 3 maybe at the most. And I hit 15 greens yesterday. I probably hit 16 today. Had a lot of great opportunities, a lot of great looks, and it was a very stress-free round. I mean, you can't ever say that here at Augusta. I mean, you know, and for it to pan out like it did, you know, I came here last Friday. I kind of charted all my work Friday and Saturday. I took Tuesday off with the cool weather, you know, worked my way all the way through, and you know what, it's been nice to kind of see all the holes. You know, my repetition of holes, you know, I'm starting to get a little bit more of a comfortable feeling setting up on the tee boxes.
Well, let's get a look at some of the highlights for you. You see the great number of birdies that you've had during the week. Let's go to the second and your third shot there.
Yeah, I hit a 3-wood. I had like 250 to the hole, right in the front bunker there. You know, just kind of splashed out a little 64-degree sand wedge. Nice way to get started.
Let's go over to Amen Corner where the swirling winds gave folks some problems.
Yeah, you know, I hit a 3-iron into 11, and here I hit an 8-iron from 150 yards, and you know, I was nervous about the 8-iron, and I hit it great, and you know, hit it long, and was able to curl that little 20-footer in. That's funny, those delayed reactions. The ball's in, then everybody up on the hill starts cheering. It's kind of funny.
Now the second at 14.
Oh, I hit a terrific shot here, a little 8-iron from 162 yards. You had a little helping wind from right to left, and you know, I had quite a few of these shots. I hit them in there close, and I couldn't convert the putts. I mean, my score's just been unbelievable. Here I played it a little outside right, thinking it'd break a little left, and it doesn't do it. And, you know, it was kind of typical. I'm just not quite reading the greens the way I need to read them. But here, this was a neat little pitch I had here. This was a super fast little shot, and I kind of just 2 or 3 checker, kind of checked it and just let it ease its way down there. And nice way. I hit a 5-iron from the top of the hill. I had 228 to the hole, and it was nice to hit 5-iron and get it on that green.
There was great conversation with you and your caddy before the second at 18.
Yeah, I was in between clubs, 9-iron, 8-iron, and then we chose the 8 to make sure, you know, I'd get it there. And it turns out the 8-iron was barely enough club. It hit right on the upslope, killed it, and I was able to roll down there for a nice little birdie.
And the round is 67. And leading up to last year, you stated your goal was to make the U.S. Ryder Cup team back in your home state of Kentucky. It was great for you. It was great for the team. It was great for the state. Now, what do you do for an encore? Well, here you are playing this well at Augusta really for the first time for you. Did that experience and the success of it kind of free you up a little bit?
It did. You know, my life's been great. It's very easy going. You know, everything's a bonus at this stage in my life. You know, here I'm at 48 doing things you probably shouldn't be doing. But I'm healthy and big and strong, and I'm still hitting it far enough out there to compete. And you know, the Ryder Cup was the cream of the, icing on the cake for me. I had so many people just even today, this whole week, rooting, way to go at the Ryder Cup, way to go Kentucky, Valhalla, and I heard that so much, and it's so funny. It's now already from September to here it is in April, and people are still remembering, and I thought that's been pretty special right there.
Well, welcome into Butler Cabin. Hopefully a visit on the weekend. Kenny, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
And earlier at 15, innocuous sort of a shot here. It looks fairly simple. And it'll just trundle on down there, and look, once it gets past the hole, there she goes. And as simple as this hole may look on paper, it will find a way to get you if you hit a loose shot. This is 17.
Rory Sabatini, a beautiful second shot, chance to get to 5 under, and he misses it. Very few players closer than that all day with their seconds. At 15.
Katayama now this for par. Ooh, and that stings. On either 13 or 15 here on the second 9. A 6. It always seems to feel like a double bogey. And he'll go back to -3. And this was earlier at 12.
Took a long time deciding on the club as well, David. Here, the wind swirling around again. That's an 8 iron for Jim Furyk. Well, it's safer to be long, and he got some lucky break there, really, to come back down off the pine straw. Sometimes it buries in there and stays there. And now he's decided to take the flat stick, run it through a little bit of second cut up onto the green, about 45 feet. And that's what can happen. Only 144 yards today, and a par is just a great score on this hole. Also a little earlier in the same group, Phil Mickelson chose a 9 iron. And had a little bit of breeze behind him at the time and just punched it in there. Beautiful shot. So Camilo Villegas also found the green in regulation. They'll have birdie putts. And Jim Furyk has a little left to do for his par. Let's go to 14.
Angel Cabrera, who's had a terrific first 2 rounds at the Masters to get within 1 of the lead, and he is 8 under. He's actually missed the last 2 of his starts on the PGA Tour. Now he's within 1 of the lead here in the second round of the Masters. We go to 16.
And off the bogey at 15. Here's Katayama at the par 3 16th. 8 iron. Slightly downwind. And a tough hole location front right. Heading the wrong direction here in the second round. Let's go to 12.
And Villegas for birdie, right to left, about 20 feet. Pretty quick putt. He's made it. Excellent. Big cheers from back here. The back of the tee. The crowd always watch and see what's happened from the group that's just played. And that's a very nice 2 indeed. Just the 10th today. Back over at 11 now. Sergio Garcia, as this was going on. This one for par. Well, a little fist pump there. That was nicely released there, Nick, wasn't it? That's what we need to see Sergio do with that putter. Let it go.
Just let the tempo. There's 1 on the back swing and 2 on the follow through.
Exactly. Now just across Rays Creek and across Hogan's Bridge there in the backdrop. Phil Mickelson, can he emulate Villegas' birdie? Yes. 2 twos in the one group. That's the first time today. Very nicely done indeed. Took advantage of that little bit of breeze behind them as they teed off. Phil Mickelson makes back the bogey he dropped at 11. There you see it, currently 50 players at 1 over par or better, and the projected cut at 1 over. It's been some tremendous golf here. The 2009 Masters tournament, some Masters champions. Tiger Woods today, disappointing 72, bogeyed the last hole both days. Phil Mickelson, you see there, is 1 over. Olafable, two-time champion here, 75 today, and I doubt we'll see the 2 overs back here tomorrow. And Jim Furyk from a slightly different line. This one for par. No, I think he had an early look there. A little apprehensive, a little steery. And a disappointing bogey. The wind really got him there. He wasn't aware that it was down breeze when he hit the 8 iron. The others took the 9. And he will drop back to 4 under. Let's go to 16.
And here's Katayama out of the bunker. So dangerous. Let this one go 2 feet by, and it's down the ridge. That is terrific. Mr. Faldo?
Yes, I would take my funny shape hat off to him on that one as well. Now that was brilliant, because I know how difficult that one is. I think I've made a meal of that one in the past.
Well, we saw Nick Watney leave it in the bunker about a half an hour ago. Boy, that was a terrific shot by Katayama.
I hit it in there on day 3 of the my 96 win and made a bogey, so I know all about that position.
Well, Shingo Katayama, well known here at Augusta now. First round 67, lowest in his Masters career, and it's also the first time he's been in the 60s in his Masters career. Finished a tie for 27th here 3 years ago. And in the 2001 PGA Championship, tied for 4th. Currently at 3 under, and we go to 13.
Where a man who has really stayed beneath the radar this week, Padraig Harrington, has this for eagle. Trying for his 3rd major championship in a row. Will he get it here? Yes. Padraig Harrington moves back to -3. For the tournament and level par for the day with an eagle at 13. We've seen everything from 3s to 8s here at 13. Let's go back to 12.
And Sergio Garcia with a 9 iron.
Down.
Boy, that's that down cock that Nick Faldo was talking about earlier. He hits the short iron so far. 13.
Well, going with the cut with the driver, Phil Mickelson. Oh, and that is huge. Oh, my word. Earlier today, Alvaro Quiros from Spain, an unbelievably long hitter, went in with probably no more than an 8 or a 9 iron. That's going to rival that. But Phil, overall struggling this week. Let's go to 15.
And this is an important one for Greg Norman. This for birdie, and it looks like he'll have to make this and par in to have a chance. Left to right and very, very quick. Need to make that birdie on 16, 17, or 18. We'll go to 18.
Wow, look at that little wind gust there blowing the sand out of the bunker.
We got Nick Watney here on the green with a good look at birdie. That would bring him in at 3 under. He finished 11th last year in his Masters debut. He's off to a wonderful start in 09 with a win at San Diego. second at Doral, fourth at Bay Hill. And look out for Nick Watney this weekend. He's got some game. And we've been seeing it almost every time he tees it up this year. So he fails to birdie the 2 par 5s on the back, but he gets one to go home with. That's 3 under, 6 back, 14.
Left side hole location. Jeff Ogilvy for birdie. He's only had 5 birdies at the 14th today. It has been elusive. 13.
And Jim Furyk electing to go with a driver. If you hit driver and don't turn it over enough, it has a chance of going through up into the second cut, and that's just what happened to Jim. So he'll have a decision to make there. To 16.
Katayama for a fine up and down out of that bunker. That's a terrific 3 for Shingo Katayama. And it keeps him 6 back with 2 holes to play here in the second round at the Masters. Kenny Perry at the age of 48 with a round of 67 today. Chad Campbell, who at one point had it 9 under par yesterday, is also at 9 under par. Cabrera on the course at -8. Former Open champion Todd Hamilton at -6. Anthony Kim with one of the day's best rounds, 65, 11 birdies in all.
And Vern at 2 under par, 7 off the lead of Perry and Campbell. Tiger Woods, there is Steve Williams' caddy. Hank Haney, his swing coach, and after Tiger's round, about 55 minutes spent on the practice ground in the club with most use, the driver. Tiger trying to fine-tune it for a run for the weekend. He's tied for 15th, as I mentioned, last Masters winner to come outside the top 10 after 36 holes. Jack Nicklaus, 1986. Tiger has some history to write if he hopes to win a 5th green jacket. Perry and Campbell lead. Cabrera 1 back. Catch him over 15 as we continue.
There's no stopping the seasons from changing. But there is a way to leave an imprint that lasts. Win at the Masters.
You're tied for the lead. How about that, Vern? 16.
A sense of rivalry, I would think, huh? 9-iron for Greg Norman. Well, he'll have to take a circuitous route to take one away from par on this one. Norman with a double bogey at 13, followed by a bogey at 14. Now 2 over with a projected cut line of +1. 218.
Now, this was a moment ago. Dustin Johnson, the winner at Pebble Beach this year, and watch the leverage he gets on this swing.
This is outrageous, folks.
This is the longest drive I think we'll ever see at 18 this week.
It's 314 yards to the second bunker. And so that's in the region of 350, 360 yards uphill. He's got a little full wedge. But watch this. Nearly misses the green. And
Tiger had it 125 in here, and we were astonished how far he'd driven it. This was a 100-yard approach. And a chance for birdie for Dustin Johnson, come in at -2. Let's go to 13.
Over here at 13, that's Phil Mickelson, his second shot from just about 165 yards.
Oh,
He takes dead aim and almost holds it out on the fly. Phil Mickelson, a mere tap-in for his eagle 3 at 13 to get back into red figures at -1. What a brilliant effort that was.
Now, Pete, can he keep it going? Can he keep the
you know,
consistency of aggression going?
The great shots are there. He's got to avoid the bad ones. Let's go over to 18.
Rory Sabatini at 4 under.
Be the number.
Be the number. Oh. Straight on line, and he'll have a good look at birdie 2. On the tee for the final time at 18, Gary Player. First competed here in 1957. Yeah, Sabatini up on the green for birdie. Oh, thought he had a good putt. Sabatini was tied for second here, Nick, back in 2007, you'll recall. And that wild day that the weather was cold, the winds were blowing, and Zach Johnson prevailed. Rory had a share of the lead at one time on Sunday. There he is coming to life on that second side. 3 birdies in a 4-hole stretch. 13.
After electing to lay up now, the third shot for Jim Furyk, showing a lot of experience. With this hole location, you want to lay up as far up to the right side as you can. So he has a wonderful angle at this hole located on top of the front left ledge. Bringing it in low, trying to one-hop it and spin it, and nicely done. So this group having its way with the hole. Camilo Villegas, just a few yards behind Phil, knocked it on in 2. He has about a 10 or 12 footer for eagle. Brilliant shot by Mickelson, so he's almost assured of a tap-in 3. And Furyk a birdie. Let's go to 15.
At 16, here's Greg Norman. This is uphill for his birdie. Enough? Not quite. We saw Rory McIlroy 4-putt from that general neighborhood here about an hour and a half ago. Norman will leave himself 5-footer for par. Let's go to 18.
Dustin Johnson was born 6 years after Gary Player won his 3rd green jacket. It's for birdie. And a wild ride to the finish. Had that eagle at 15, bogeyed 16, bogeyed 17, and birdies 18. It's a round of 70 in total. And tied for 15th. Let's go back to 13.
A little bit of work done now left for Mickelson. A mere formality. That's his 3. He's now at -1. And we'll have to see Nick Faldo how he plays these last few holes. If he can avoid the mistakes and the bad swings, he could make a move to 14.
Padraig Harrington, who had been drifting a little bit here in the second round, went out in 38, but jump-started things with the eagle at 13. And a fine approach shot here at the 14th.
And Angel Cabrera, who is also being punished by the 15th. This is his 4th shot. And that's actually pretty good right there. getting around the green, but that'll be for par for the big Argentinian. To stay one behind on this very reachable par 5. Let's go to 18.
Oh, there's Gary Player. And the third member of the Big Three to exit the stage here at Augusta. And just a second ago, he hit his second shot here. And what a fine one it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Coming in here with some metal. Yeah, that's just exquisite.
Now, with about 3 feet or so for his birdie 4 to get to -5, Jim Furyk. Even though this is a short putt, it is still a dangerous one. Nick, have you ever played anywhere where the greens require you to get the right speed and the right line simultaneously as much as this place?
Well, as we were talking earlier, Pete, it's when you miss it, you've got to make the decision where you want to miss it. That's not being negative. You know, it's with the breaking putts, you've got to look for the flat line after the hole, because if you leave it, you know, in the wrong place, you leave yourself, you know, 5-6 footers with a lot of break. So, you know, that's what and there's nothing there to stop the putt from just keeps going round the corner and, you know, towards the edge of the green. You know, it's such a pure surface and so slippery that's why you have to redouble and triple the break of any normal green.
Well, he does that. He makes his birdie. He gets to -5. Only 1 over for the day. Let's go to 15.
And Angel Cabrera, who has contended, it seems, he sort of specializes in popping up at the majors. That for a par, but we'll go to 18 and watch the final approach of Gary Player.
Yeah, it's going to be a wonderful thing to see. I'm having a discussion here with Stephen Ames. Played in more Masters tournaments than anyone. He missed only 1 year. It wasn't a consecutive stretch. In '73, he was out due to illness. Came back, won it the next year, and now this ovation. The moment is all his. A deeply spiritual man. You saw him symbolically kneel for a moment. Last year when he exited the green here, we wondered if maybe that would be it. He actually got down in almost a push-up position and kissed the green. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw something similar to that after he holes out.
We might do a one-arm push-up just to make us really feel bad.
Let's go to 15 first.
Ooh. And Cabrera will be 2 back of Perry and Campbell after yet another 6 of 15. After 2 birdies, the bogey, it stings. Back on the previous green, the most successful Irish golfer of all time.
Trying to go eagle birdie. And that just took off left on him. Remember at the PJ last August, he shot a pair of 66s in the last 2 rounds to win. Can he put something similar together this weekend? Jim Furyk back on the tee at the 14th. Padraig went on to make his par. A fairway for Furyk. Earlier, Mickelson. Got it to red figures at -1. Padraig's encouraging him, and that's a wonderful drive. '18.
Gary Player. Easy now. Not bad. Gallery is building here around 18. See the moment, including directly behind the green here, Augusta National Chairman Billy Payne. And some fellow South Africans, Trevor Immelman, who grew up worshiping Mr. Player, Rory Sabatini, who finished a short while ago. You see Trevor in the blue, and there's Mr. Payne, Trevor's wife. '17.
Shingo Katayama missed the green on the right at 17. So chip. Good putt to save par and stay 3 under. He's got the drop shots coming in. The 3 under, well positioned. Just recap on the leaderboard. 9 under leading Perry and Campbell. Cabrera, such a talented Argentinian. 7 under par, 3 holes to play. He can birdie any hole. Hamilton, maybe the big surprise there. 3 off the lead. Anthony Kim, 11 birdies in a 65. Extraordinary round. And we go to 18.
You know, you can't even quantify what this man's meant to the game. When you consider how much he globe-trotted around the world, I'm not sure golf had a bigger global ambassador for the game than Gary.
I agree, Jim. And if I may, on behalf of all the international players, just thank him for the inspiration.
One last little stroke for the eternal optimist. Luke Donald, who got to play with Jack Nicklaus in his farewell at St. Andrews back in '05, and Stephen Ames. You know, the moment's a celebration, but it's also, there's more than a tinge of sadness to see him go. Lee Westwood. Chris Sabatini. It wasn't Westwood.
Yeah, that was Louis Oosthuizen there in the blue shirt.
Yeah, Oosthuizen there to greet him. Great young player.
That's Trevor's wife, Carmenita. I should think there'll be some celebrations tonight in the South African camp with a nice bottle of red wine from Stellenbosch.
Let's go to 13.
Sergio Garcia with only 161 left. And that is just a terrible mistake. Puts it into the hazard with merely a 9-iron to 14.
Jim Furyk. Long way to go. 197. And doesn't appear to like it. Well to the right. And that'll catch a little bit of the slope. And he'll have a long try for birdie coming up. $16.
Angel Cabrera. 9-iron.
No,
he was right. No. To 14.
Phil Mickelson ready now. Remember, he was 2 over after his bogey at 11. Birdied the 12th, eagle 13. He's making a little bit of a charge here. And he'll have a look at birdie at the 14th. Second round of the Masters. Kenny Perry and Chad Campbell share the lead at 9 under par.
Soon there'll be. The green jacket is the membership to one of the most prestigious clubs in the game.
There's something magical about that green jacket. You win that green jacket, you've done a very special thing in your lifetime.
Green jacket represents a dream come true, represents success.
I think it's a privilege. I think it's an honor. I think it's a responsibility.
The green jacket is a symbol of achievement, a massive achievement.
That's a dream of any kid who's ever played this sport, is to put on that green jacket. And it's a lifelong dream that actually comes true.
It's an amazing trophy. I'm just proud to be winner of one.
We just saw the end of the Masters tournament career of a man who won the green jacket 3 times. And Gary Player, 19 different Masters champions in the field here this week. But as you look at the leaderboard and find Perry and Campbell at the top, of note, no one in the top 15 has won the Masters. So perhaps, as Mickelson alluded to, that wonderfully exclusive, proud group of gentlemen who've won the Masters see a new face. The Champions Dinner, first full week of April 2010.
At the 14th, Jim Furyk, who twice has finished 4th here in Augusta. 1998 and 2003, of course, the 2003 U.S. Open champion. He just would like to get this close. Terrific speed. Nice effort from Furyk. 4 shots back, 5 under. Ahead to 16.
And the birdie effort of Angel Cabrera. Only 5 feet left. Just a 2 off the lead. Earlier, this is Justin Rose. Remember, we talked about how difficult this bunker shot was. Not for everyone. And that moves Justin Rose to even par. And now, Angel Cabrera for his 3. Safely in. Bogey at the 15th, but a par at the 16th. He's 2 off the lead, and we go back to 13.
After taking his drop, Sergio Garcia, his 4th shot, showing some real emotion, some real anger with himself for that 2nd shot. and has that left to avoid back-to-back bogeys at 12 and 13. An opportunity to take advantage of the golf course. Now he has an opportunity to save a bogey. 16.
Jeff Ogilvy, 4 under. That will trickle down. And such a familiar pattern when this hole is tucked on that little plateau to the right side. Back to 14.
Phil Mickelson trying for a birdie, eagle birdie stretch to go 2 under. Just caught the right edge. So close. But he has to be encouraged. He opened with 73 on a day when there were a lot of birdies out on the course. 15.
And Harrington, his third shot. And, oh, he did well. Beautifully judged. So difficult not to carry that so far that it jumps over the back. Gets the spin dead right, and that's for birdie. That'll work. 16.
Anybody else? 9 iron. Splendid. Just about the spot from which Fuzzy Zoeller birdied the 16th an hour and a half ago. To 14 again.
Furyk just left for par. Good 2-putt from that distance. Look at his second 9. He'll head to the 15th tee. We go back to 13.
Where Sergio Garcia has gone back to the belly putter and makes his par. Good save. Good save after a tremendous error. Bad swing on his second shot. Yeah, I think they're discussing perhaps maybe if he had chosen the right club or not for his second shot. We'll go to 18 in the meantime.
You got Shingo. And a good one. Solid Masters for Katayama. And -3 and could get one better here at the finish. Perry and Campbell co-leaders through 36 holes at Augusta. The best score of the day by 2. Let's go back out to 16.
Jeff Ogilvy. Seems like we've seen that same putt 15, 20 times today. So Ogilvy leaves it about 4 feet short. Little to the right. 4 under par. Back to 14.
Sergio.
Hang on.
And that nestles into the second cut there along the tree line. Let's take a look at the 14th. Chinese Fir, 440-yard par 4. Loblolly Pines framed the 14th so beautifully. Tee was moved back 35 yards in 2002. Fairway slopes left to right. Anything too far right in the fairway can roll down into the pine straw. We've seen some 300-yard drives today. Whole location for the second round. Back left. It was back right yesterday. And then the false front. Anything short will roll back down and off the green. And the green is the primary defense for this hole, and is played as the 5th most difficult hole at Augusta National today. 15.
And Mike Weir at even par. 2 beautiful shots, hit the screen in 2. And that is a left to right putt, which no one can believe. The whole green seems to slope all the way down toward the water, but right there on that little knuckle at the back, it's just a little depression and very difficult to read. Padraig Harrington will move his marker back to its original spot, and we will go back to 16.
Next up, Ernie Els. Perry and Campbell tied for the lead at 9 under. Cabrera just came through 16. Ogilvy has got a par putt coming up. Vijay Singh is at 1 under. And here's Els, who needs a birdie to extend his hopes of playing in the weekend. And it's a birdie you'll have to find at 17 or 18. 2 over for the tournament. Disappointed. Back to 15.
And after a close look at this one, a little confused as it went by the hole. Pretty close to a straight putt here. Nicely done. Into the red figures for the Canadian. We'll go to 17.
And Cabrera,
Stop, please.
right in the middle of the fairway, just 139 yards to go. 440-yard hole, plays uphill for the tee shot. So a good, powerful drive. And wasting no time. Hole cut very close to the center of the green. And a pretty good result. At 18.
And Katayama just got the perfect read from about a foot behind his ball from Soren Hansen.
He birdied 18 yesterday. Well, got lines all over his ball for alignment. Nope. Gust. Oh, here it comes.
Taking the head off. Let's go back to 15.
And that wide putting stance. Playing some of the links golf courses around Ireland, you'll need to have a firm grip on the planet. And it's blowing hard enough right now. Look at that gust of wind right there. Now that, oh my goodness, now. As far as I could tell, he was not behind the ball there. He had not addressed the ball. He will call for a referee. In order for that to be a penalty, he must have taken up his stance and sold the club. We'll go back to 18 in the meantime.
Man, how about that? Coming through here all the way down to 15, up here at 18. Katayama now for birdie. It's a good putt. Shingo -4. His golf idol, Gary Player. Those are their similar, smaller stature. And now back to 15, David.
Okay, well, let's take a look at this. So discuss it. This is the flank camera over on Player's left. You can see that ball moves, and Padraig nowhere near having taken up what is known as the address position. That is, having taken up a stance and sold the club. That's David Price from the Masters Rules Committee. So this should be. Let's see. Your putt just got longer.
Exactly, David. He just has to play it from where it now lies.
Not sure why this would take as long as this. Let's see if he had already. Well, it's very difficult for us to say if he had addressed it. No, that's a practice swing. He hasn't had the club. Now let's see. Let's see. Oh no. Well, from that angle, he backed away right there, and now the wind comes. Now that's a little different because. Now, if he has sold the club behind it and taken up his address, well, that's a little different. So that will either be a one-shot penalty and he will have to replace the ball, which is the part of the rule that is often forgotten. And his left leg is in the way here, so it'll be impossible for us to. Well, that's the second time I believe that he got to the ball. The first time it looked like he got in there, and we'll know right from the beginning. This is the first time. Now, this is a practice stroke. Okay, so there's no address right there. So he gets a little closer to the ball, and if that club is touching the ground, we have a one-shot penalty, and he will have to replace the ball. And Mike Shea, also a member here of the Masters Rules Committee.
David, maybe he's asking the fact that he addressed it and then walked away and then went back again and hadn't addressed it. So is that the confusion?
Yes, I believe that is the confusion, and it's a good question. But once you've touched anything within a club length, if you're not on the green, even if you do walk away, I mean, boy, there are 600 pages on this, and. I believe that may well be a penalty, as unlucky as it is. He certainly didn't cause the ball to move, but in that case, we'll have a look at this angle and blow it up for you a little bit. Now, there he's made his practice swing, and we're okay. Now, that would almost certainly be sold. Now, if that ball subsequently moves, now, once he's addressed, see, now there you go. He's already been in the address position. He's sold the club and taken up a stance. So if the ball subsequently moves, you're deemed to have caused it to move. There's a one-shot penalty, and you must replace it in its original position and play from there. And that is just bad luck. That's all, because he quite clearly didn't cause it to move. It was a huge gust of wind. That will be a one-shot penalty. And they're waiting in the fairway here, not aware of what's going on, although Bones will wander out of the shot there and ask a cameraman. It'll be his usual. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. He's got to guess pretty much where it was. And it looked like it rolled a couple of feet maybe, very hard to say. You just got to take your best guess. And a birdie putt has now become a par putt. He'll confer with Mike Weir. Ryuji Yamada. And that ball is now back in play. But this is now Padraig Harrington's 5th shot. That's really a most unfortunate, but very well taken care of call. And not unlike the young amateur last year, who called a penalty on himself and probably cost himself the amateur medal. Padraig Harrington takes one on the chin here, and hopefully he'll be able to knock this in for par. Michael Thompson was the amateur last year, who one of the highlights of last year's tournament, I felt, because it was, no matter how big we blew it up, we couldn't see it. Only he knew it, and that's the game of golf. All right. The Open and PGA champion Padraig Harrington stays at -3 and will walk to the 16th with a wry smile. If that's the worst thing that happens to him today, he'll be all right. Back to golf at 17. This was earlier.
Justin Rose, 3rd shot, even par. Popped it up there, little spin after a couple of bounces, and then 2 consecutive birdies. Happy camper, and a very nice play on the second 9 to go to 1 under par. To 18.
Yeah, this is the 3rd shot for Greg Norman. This was earlier, and possibly his last competitive round at Augusta. Such a special story seeing him qualify to get back here off his finish last summer at the Open Championship. Finished 3rd to Padraig. Who knows? Maybe he'll be back. It's great to have him back. This was a moment ago. Back here for the first time, in fact, in 7 years. And now here he is live.
Must be a tinge of frustration because for Greg, because if he's able to compete just a little bit more, that would obviously give you more touch and more variety of shots, which is exactly what you need. He certainly proved he's very close to to having it here, being able to compete.
He was 1 under coming to the 13th hole and missed by just a smidge, according to Peter Costas. Made double. And par at the final hole. So many things you could say to define Greg Norman's career. World #1 for a long time. With the grace with which he handled defeat. It's absolute best you'll ever see. Bernhard Langer misses the cut as well. Lee Westwood comes in at -2. Greg Norman exits Augusta.
Back at the 17th. Cabrera for the birdie. Uphill, not a lot of break. Just coaxed it up there, has to settle for a par. And he's had an up and down career at Augusta as we go to 16.
Harrington on the tee. That's a 9-iron. And that is a very familiar spot in today's second round.
Phil Mickelson, just a little over 180 yards. Oh, there we go again. Oh, but it held up. Not too bad there, but he doesn't know that. He's not sure if it hasn't gone all the way down toward the... Oh, yeah, he hit it right over the flagstick, too. It was a beautiful shot. So difficult to judge that. So, Kenny Perry and Chad Campbell lead by a couple of shots over Angel Cabrera. Todd Hamilton and Jim Furyk playing the 15th at the minute. We'll go to the Butler cabin and Mike Tirico.
David, thank you. What an emotional day this has turned out to be here at Augusta National, and these two gentlemen right in the middle of it. Gary Player, Fuzzy Zoeller, Masters champions, saying farewell to the Masters tournament in terms of competing. So I'll ask you to go in order. I guess I should go in age order, right?
Oh, please do.
You better speak to him first then.
Talk to me, Mike. Talk to me. Because Gary's still a young guy, so talk to me. No.
What was it like? What was it like coming up 18?
It's the greatest thrill I've ever had in my life, Mike. I mean, I have competed with these guys on the PGA Tour and beaten them, tasted victory, but the damnedest feeling I've ever had was coming up 18 there. I mean, the chills that went down my back, and then watching my daughter, who caddied for me this week, crying. I couldn't hold it back. I had a hard time. And I hope he experienced the same thing. I mean, 52 years of playing this golf course is a long time.
There we see you with your daughter, and those sunglasses served a dual purpose. And then, Gary, what was it like, not just at 18, but all 36 holes you played this week?
Mike, I endorse what Fuzzy said there. I had a standing ovation on all 36 holes. And how do you ever let people know how much you appreciate their love? I've always said the greatest word that exists in any dictionary is love. And I received that, and epitomizes Augusta. And also to have my South African players there standing at the back of the green, something I really appreciated very, very much indeed, because I've taken such an interest in their golf, and for them to take the time and be down there is something that I'll always appreciate. And also to Billy Payne, who's added a lot of prestige to this event. And so Fuzzy and I say goodbye, but it's not a total goodbye. We'll still come back for the par 3 and the dinner, and still be part of it. We'd be blessed to have played on so many occasions.
And that's the joy of it. This is a lifetime title, Masters champion.
It is, Mike, and it's a very select group up there. And I think anyone who wins this golf tournament should take note of that, because we feel very, very special about having that opportunity on Tuesday night.
Gary, I don't know if you know this, but when you holed out on the 5th today, you became the first man to have 12,000 strokes in Masters competition. You went past Jack Nicklaus most rounds at the Masters. You're 52nd. All those records are great, but what do you take from your many years of competing here?
I take a lot of great memories. The people that I've met, from President Eisenhower to Bobby Jones, who we all admire, to Clifford Roberts, who had this great discipline for this tournament, to seeing the first African-American Lee Elder play in the tournament, to see all these young guys coming through with great ability. It's just a whole host of memories, and it's something that you appreciate forever, because I was saying to Fuzzy in the locker room today, are we not in the top 1% of the world to be playing professional golf for a living? And I think all these guys have given back. I think it's been a sport of giving back, helping underprivileged children around the world, helping hospitals, raising a lot of money for underprivileged people. I think that's been the great joy of my career.
And I saw it with both of you, the par 3, the different generations able to watch you play. The last time we see the big 3, and really today was the last time we'll see one of the big 3 in one of the major championships. And for you, Fuzzy, all the smiles you put on faces and kids that you've brought out of the group of patrons in the par 3. You really provided and received so much joy from being here at Augusta National year in, year out.
I have great memories over my last 30 years, Mike. I've had a lot of fun. The kids on the par 3 day, that is what it's all about. We're showmen. We're putting on a show for the people, and that's just part of it. That Wednesday is a very special day to show people that we're not just a bunch of stiff shirts out there chasing a white ball around. We have feelings. We have love for people, and you know, anytime I can make somebody smile, maybe the next day they might bring 2 or 3 of their friends back and let them smile too.
Well, there are millions that both of you have made smile, not just here, but around the globe. What a privilege for all of us to be here on this day, and we look forward to seeing you Masters Weeks in the future. Thank you, Fuzzy. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you guys for the great coverage you've given the tournament over all these years.
It's wonderful. Thank you. Fuzzy Zoeller, Gary Player. Let's head back out now to 15.
And Jim Furyk, who had to lay up here at 15, and again and again and again we see it. These players don't want to take the chance of landing this ball between the flags, between the water and the whole location. Now here is Mickelson with this shot. Watch. This was earlier. And that is absolutely exquisite. To fly it all the way there and know that you can just jerk it violently like that. Jim Furyk now with the same shot. Won't be as high, but also struck it perfectly. Not quite as perfect as Phil's, but I'll tell you, those are 2 very special shots from behind this green. To the 18th.
Angel Cabrera. Third position alone.
Oh, he had to really work a hard fade with that one, and he's done it brilliantly. We probably will get the slope in the middle of the green, so you never know. Cabrera back to 7 under now, but could squeeze one more out of this 18th.
Let's go to 16.
And here's Harrington for birdie. Leaves himself a tap in for the 3. Fresh off the really stroke of bad luck back at the 15th. But he remains at 3 under par with 2 holes to play on Friday at Augusta. Back to 15.
Jim Furyk and Fluff Cowan have been such a great partnership over the last few years. And Fluff, one of the great green readers. Jim really does rely on him to a great deal. He'll just walk off, and Jim will go through his routine, get over the ball. And visualizing. That's what I want to do. I want to start it just outside the right. Perfect weight. And I got to tell you, I was expecting him to kind of back off that one more time. Maybe he had a sudden attack of comfort. Hardly ever happened to me, especially on short putts. They're a great pair. They really are. They have a lot of fun on the golf course. And Phil Mickelson and Jim Mackay Bones also. All right, 5 for Furyk, 4 for Mickelson. Beautiful up and down. And a good-looking second 9 for the left-hander. We'll go to Cabrera on 18.
Yeah, he's got this one for birdie. Yes, rolls it out. He'll go into Saturday 1 behind the co-leaders, Campbell and Perry. There you see it. Perry and Campbell. Cabrera will be paired tomorrow. And barring Jim Furyk making a couple of birdies with Todd Hamilton. Yeah, wasn't that fun to hear from Fuzzy and Gary Player. And what a moment on Wednesday. This was the second ball at the 9th hole, Gary Player. Adding yet another memory at the Masters.
His little grandson came out and said, "Hey, Grandpops, you still got it," he said.
Look at Fuzzy, as he's done for years, interacting with his gallery. It is a sport with a huge heart. And those two men always proved it.
Champion from a couple of years ago. Swing looks like it did back at Oakmont just a couple of summers ago. On back to Tim Clark and Rory Sabatini. We'll send you back to the play at 16 and Vern Lundquist.
And Phil Mickelson on the tee. Hole cut on a plateau to the right side. And Mickelson keeps it to the left. Looks at an uphill putt of about 60 feet. Look at the extreme satisfaction, I would say. Jim Furyk.
Spike.
That's the ball of Camilo Villegas about 3 feet away from Furyk. Furyk at 5 under par. Greens in regulation. How about that? 8 of 16 today. Let's go to 15.
205 yards for Garcia. After a 6 at 13, it's hotter than a pistol. Oh, and a good shot there. One of the few, you can see another one there, but just managed to keep it on this green, so that'll be a putt for an eagle. Yeah. Okay. 18 and Jeff Ogilvy.
Jeff Ogilvy is in the thick of it all. Good drive here.
Oh, good little hop. Yeah, Jeff was very much predicted to be in the running this week. A fine play on fast greens.
He's 6 back, but can get one closer. 9's the top number. Cabrera's in at 8. Then Hamilton, Furyk, and Clark.
Fabulous weekend here at Augusta National, and the weather looks great for the weekend as well. Augusta National Golf Club here in Augusta, Georgia. Let's take you back through how we've arrived with Kenny Perry, Chad Campbell, top of the leaderboard at 9 under par. Tiger Woods started the day 5 off the pace. This for birdie at the 3rd. It's a continuation of Woods having opportunities to hole putts and just missing. A little bit of that we saw yesterday. Here's one he did not miss at the 6th. A birdie 2. Tiger dropped a shot at 7, made another birdie at 8, dropped one at 9, has not taken full advantage of the par 5s yet. Able to make birdie at 15 after putting it just past the putting surface in 2, and this for par at 18. So it's been back-to-back bogeys the first 2 days for Tiger Woods at the finishing hole. Todd Hamilton, who has not finished in the top 10 in a major championship other than his win at the Open Championship at Royal Troon when he beat Ernie Els in that 4-hole playoff back in 2004. He's having a really out-of-nowhere solid first 2 days. Chad Campbell, our leader to start the day. 9 birdie effort that he had for the opening day. That ball striking continued early on in his round. Campbell was out about 9:15 local time. A good idea from his fellow competitors with their first two shots there, and Chad knocked it close at the 4th, and here he was at the 18th for birdie. It's a good thing the line was strong. Knocked it in. At that point, 9 under looked like because of the 10-shot rule it would knock some folks out, but then Kenny Perry closed with his charge. Again, to reiterate the story we talked about earlier this week, Kenny Perry has not contended very well in the Masters. As a matter of fact, Kenny Perry only played the PGA Championship last year. His full attention and goal was qualifying for the U.S. Ryder Cup team. And he not only did that in his home state of Kentucky, but was very successful. And now at 48, he threatens to become the oldest man to win a major golf championship. Almost had Eagle 2 at the 18th. Julius Boros winning the PGA back in 1968, and who's the oldest to win a major golf championship. Kenny would be a couple of months older. That's how Perry joins Chad Campbell at 9 under par. And then there's Angel Cabrera. Much like Chad Campbell and Perry, if he gets rolling, he can really be aggressive and dial in some terrific iron shots. See that? One of the few to judge the distance properly and get it back there, that back left hole location at the 14th. And just a couple of moments ago, you saw the birdie attempt for the Argentine at the last. And 68 for Cabrera. Perry and Campbell at 9. That birdie put Cabrera at 8 under through 36 holes, so he's 1 back. Hamilton, Furyk, 4 holes to go. Tim Clark and Rory Sabatini. Back through Anthony Kim if you're just turning on the coverage. Masters record today, 11 birdies for Kim in his round of 65 to get back into contention. Nick Watney continues his strong play. There's Woods, Mickelson. It's the best we have a Masters champ now at 2 under par as we send you back to the 18th.
And Ogilvy live for birdie. Now VJ had given him a great read, left it right dead center, short of the cup by an inch. Ogilvy's really never threatened, but he could be a threat this weekend. Let's go to 16.
Yeah, this was earlier. This is Mickelson for birdie.
Go ahead, Bill.
7-8 feet left. And back to 18.
And this putt for Ernie Els is to make the cut. Has to have it.
Just as another gust comes through. Yeah, Ernie's had a very frustrating time, I think, over the last couple of years here, and trying his best to make things happen.
Surprisingly, he's missed the cut both 07 and 08. Trying to prevent 3 years in a row. Is he now? Nope, that'll be one too many. Ogilvy and Singh in that group leave at 3 under. Let's go back to 16.
And this is the par effort of Jim Furyk. Mickelson would be next, but first we go to 15.
And an eagle attempt for Sergio Garcia. Right to left, straightening a little at the end. That was a good looking try. That's a beautiful putt. Stuart Appleby knows it, so Garcia will go to -2.
Garcia did tap in. Now Mickelson to stay at 2 under. Jagus also got his 3, so he stays at 2 under. Mickelson and Jagus. And Furyk has a bogey effort left. Furyk now 5 off the lead with 2 to play on Friday afternoon. Second bogey on the second 9. And back on the tee box, Sergio Garcia.
56 minutes.
9-iron for a 155-yard hole.
Be good. Down, 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 down!
Oh! That helps. You hit the flagstick, it'll slow things up.
And still go over the green. This dead across.
How about that? The last subpar round here, 5 years ago. That's worth another look. There's the ball. There. That helped.
Down, down, down!
Who knows? 17.
And Phil Mickelson That's the Eisenhower tree on the left-hand side. Uphill in this hole with the wind picking up just over the last few minutes has made a big difference. Phil was concerned that was going to miss the fairway. He's going to be just fine there. And let's have a look at the 17th hole. Nandina. Stretched out 440 yards these days. Uphill tee shot. Eisenhower tree up the left. The President Eisenhower campaigned to have it removed. He was dismissed from a meeting. The tree's still there. It's a factor. Landing area just under 30 yards wide. Plenty of trees in play if you are off the fairway. And then a very interesting green. The hole cut way back left yesterday, pretty much middle of the green today, and we're going to see just over the front right bunker and way back right over the weekend. Challenging putting surface. And it is the 6th toughest hole. It used to be right around 400 yards, and it never played quite that tough. It is a challenge. Now at 16.
Appleby. 9-iron.
Leave it. Yeah, pick it along.
Well, that's the shot that Garcia had wanted. That's a terrific effort for Stuart Appleby. 17.
Now Jim Furyk, a straight hitter, but not a great deal of power, trying to get to the top of the hill and get a good view. If it started to the right. Really clear of the trees, but coming out of that second cut, can he control the spin, control the trajectory through the wind? The wind certainly a factor now. And we still have Kenny Perry and Chad Campbell very proud to be leading as the second round comes towards an end.
Some good play and some good buys. All memories. Perry, Campbell, co-leaders. Cabrera one back. Todd Hamilton backing up 68 with 70. Anthony Kim setting a Masters one-round record, 11 birdies. He had 2 bogeys and a double, but 65 for Anthony Kim in his Masters debut. There are 11 players right now at -2, which is tied for 17th. You see Woods, you see Mickelson. A lot of luminaries at 200. Camilo Villegas bringing it back today, too. He's at -2.
I think the amazing thing about this golf course, Jim, is you had Tim Clark finish 5 under for 6 holes, and then you can get poor old Rory McIlroy, who got to 4 under, which was tied 7th, and finished 5 over for his next 4 holes.
Yeah, I think it blew his mind. He double bogeyed 16 by 4 putting.
Yeah, and then tripled the last, and then
Trevor Immelman will be here for the weekend. We know he'll be in the cabin Sunday, at the very least, to present the green jacket. In fact, if he does not make a run at it himself for the 2nd straight year, Appleby right on that cut line. The 2s are not going to make it. That means Olafabel's out. Jeev Milka Singh. Fred Couples tried so hard at the end. Birdie 3 of the last 4. 17 and 18. Adam Scott, 75. Big disappointment. Ernie Els, 3rd straight year on the outside. Greg Norman, 77, with the last 6 holes catching up to him. 1 shot at 13 made a world of difference. Trying to get there in 2. Missed it by less than a foot from clearing the creek or staying up above it. Led to a double. Drew Kettleson, by the way, the Florida State sophomore who was runner-up at the U.S. Amateur, does not make the cut, but Eagles both par 5s today on the second side, 13 and 15. And we go back out to you, Vern, 16.
All right, Jim. Here's Garcia, beneficiary of the help from the flag. This is for birdie. Hold up. How about that? That tee shot was bound for the back bunker. He yelled at it, gave it a command, get down, and it did. And he winds up with 17.
Mickelson on the left side of the fairway, 143. Talking to it and on the green, but Not as close as he would like from 143 yards. This was earlier. Jim Furyk. Right on 150 yards. Can he control it from the second cut? Choices there whether to putt it from the fringe or chip it. Back to 16.
And this is an important putt for Stuart Appleby. He is currently right on the cut line at +1. And has this for birdie. There's a little breathing room. Appleby at even par with 2 to play. And birdie at the 15th and the 16th. Back to 17.
Jagus. Just 141 yards. Aggressive swing with that short iron. And he's going to get enough spin to stop it. Chance for the birdie for him. And 3 big drives from this group. Previous group, Harrington, Imada and Weir, they were much further back as we go to 18.
Like Weir, Padraig, Harrington, Ryuji, Imada. This is Imada.
Yep, at the +1, so he'll be
he's looking for a 4 at the worst.
He wants to make sure he got everything right. The wind has been a major factor. It's actually come back again from now the southwest.
Imada went to college up in Athens, Georgia, University of Georgia.
Trying to land this just on the front of the green, on the little. Oh no, he's seen so many lost right into that bunker.
Why do you think that is today?
I don't know. Maybe the wind is just not doing what they think they've played. The whole of this corner of the golf course, in theory, should be going right to left, and it's just not happening.
17.
Jim Furyk sizing up his third shot. Coming off the bogey at 16. Well, not easy to read this location. Pretty close to the middle of the green, but it's very difficult to read. No matter where you are on the green, it's a challenge to get the line correct and then get the speed right as well. No routine 2-putt. Bogeys in his scorecard today. 3 birdies as well. He was trying to extend his follow-through as if he knew he hadn't quite hit it hard enough. Try and help it up there, work to do for the par. Tough competitor, just grinds it out. Accepts the fact that he's going to get outdriven most of the time. And, determination can counter that to a great extent. Now Phil Mickelson. I don't think he'd be particularly happy with this approach from 143. Speed. I think he was wandering all the way, just a par, a little harder, right in the middle. Oh, will stay 2 under for the tournament. Not an even par. Birdie at 11, and then the beautiful run birdie at 12, the brilliant eagle at 13. Force his way back in at 18.
And that's Harrington.
With a wonderfully clean picked shot, and that is very well played. Safely into the green.
A little help on the way. And a good look at birdie. He did give one away at 17. By the way, I mentioned that amateur Kettleson, 2 birdies, or 2 eagles. They came at 11 and 15, not 13 and 15. Bravo. Here's Mike Weir earlier.
Yeah, we talked about the wind, and Mike Weir just played this perfect. Just a yard or 2 left of the flag. It stayed exactly there, so maybe it's the sheer pressure of just playing the 18th hole. So many players have lost it to the right today.
I want to give everybody the lineup tomorrow. We'll have Masters extra coverage, Masters.com, 1 hour before our CBS broadcast. This broadcast on its own, 2:30 on the internet, and then full coverage tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern time on CBS, plus late night highlights tonight. After your late local news, we'll be here from Butler Cabin. David Faraday will be joining me, and we'll have the full recap. Let's go to 17.
Sergio.
Come on, Win.
Hoping it's going to come back a little from the right. Certainly well placed for his approach. Get on the top of the hill, improve the view of the second shot. Up on the green, Jim Furyk taking his time over the par putt. Great player-caddy relationship, covering every angle. To stay 4 under, just 5 off the lead. Straight back, straight through, well hold. Brilliant round yesterday. 2 over today, still in contention at 18.
And this was earlier. Again, must get down in 2 to make the cut.
And again, playing away from the flag, into the ridge. Had about a 14-yard bunker shot, and it travelled about 24 yards. And brilliantly done to get 8 feet below the hole. Very much what Tiger Woods did, but then Tiger lipped his putt out. So Yamada has to make that to make the cut. But first Harrington.
Harrington looking for 3 consecutive majors. The last 2 to do it. Tiger in 2000, of course, he had the Tiger Slam. He went full 4 over the span of 2 seasons. Hogan 53. This for birdie. Good putt. Oh, that is brutal.
Wow, he has had
some rotten luck here. 15, incurs the penalty because the ball moved after he had made an attempt to address the putt. And then that was as ugly a horseshoe as you'll find. Horseshoes meant good luck.
Yeah, you're right. That was difficult to believe. I think Padraig's quite happy. He's 36 holes, 2 days in contention. Good position for the seasoned campaigners to produce a really great round on the 3rd round.
Now Mike Weir, 1 under. Started the day at 4 under, doubled the second hole. Oh, singed the edge. He's tied 28 at 1 under. Amata has the putt for par coming, but back on the tee, Mickelson.
Yeah, throttling back with a 3-wood.
Confidence the second side.
He was right. He needed to just, maybe just too much thought, too much preparation, and just finally get a little bit mad at himself and take some opportunities.
Here is Amata. He's at that figure +1. He won in Atlanta last May, had a playoff over Kenny Perry. It really was, in many ways, what kind of jump-started Kenny Perry's year. He went on to win 3 times after that.
Well, after Tiger's putt, he can hit this left half firm. Anything on that left edge may stay high.
Well done. Right on. Ryuji knew it too. Wow. That was a guy who knew exactly what he had to do there, Nick.
Well, they do know with the 10-shot rule. They know there's no option. That's the pressure of professional golf, to stick around and play the weekend.
Makes the cut in his first Masters. Furyk on the tee.
That means going down the left. It's going to be short. Perfect position.
$17.
Beautiful tee shot from Sergio, just 1:37 to go. Dead aim, full swing there. This one should dance around. Stays below the cup. Excellent chance for a birdie from there.
It's interesting, isn't it, how the guys like Sergio and Mickelson, Villegas, who really struggled yesterday on the day when many people took advantage of the conditions, but today in really difficult conditions, they have starred. They have sprung to life here at the Masters. Of course, no one more so than Anthony Kim with his 65. Sabatini with a fine 67, and then waited around to salute Gary Player. Steve Stricker, 69, just quietly going along, as he always does. Stephen Ames was 68. In the company of the great man today. Stenson birdied the last hole to shoot 70. John Merrick had climbed to -6 at one time and ran into some trouble down at Amen Corner. Dustin Johnson birdies the last hole for -2. Lee Westwood at 2 under. Villegas, that is a very impressive group at 2 under. You go top to bottom off that list now that has swelled to 12 players at that figure at -2. Ken Duke in his Masters debut makes the cut -1. Paul Casey even par for the second straight day. Same thing for Dudley Hart and Bubba Watson, who rallied with a big second side. Ben Curtis, Luke Donald, 71s. Rory McIlroy again spills 5 shots over the last 3 holes. Boy, he had it going there. And all of these names that follow have missed the cut. Which one surprises you the most?
We got Adam Scott in there again. Everybody's talking so much about that young man and his potential, and again he falls short. Retief Goosen as well. He's been gaining a big game, been turning around. Martin Keimer is a young man from Germany, great potential. Needs to just get in there and advance that experience factor. Bernard Langer actually was going well, wasn't he? Day 1, but then fell to 240s and an 80.
Here's Brent Snedeker, who came close last year. Yo Ishikawa, 17-year-old, 77 today. Look at the full field here that is led by two players, American players. Kenny Perry, 11th in the world right now. Chad Campbell, 76th ranked. Here's Jim Furyk. Uh-oh. Look out left.
Down. Down.
Well, it's not as bad as right. It's actually going to be...
He's found a little alley here.
Actually, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Might be surprised where this turns out. Can't tell it from down there exactly. Green is so elevated. He'll be surprised. He's got a
18-footer for birdie.
Yeah, he's got a chance at it.
If that missed the edge of the green, he'd been in with the patrons, and temperatures dropping now rapidly.
Mickelson starting to really swing freely. A little bit like what he did in LA, where he kind of righted things the last 4 holes at Riviera. Made the shots to win. Reading his teeth. Yeah, not happy with that.
Yeah, his short irons are still pretty erratic.
Been a little fortunate with the weather today, Nick. We were hearing there was a good chance of thunderstorms rolling in here late in the afternoon. The temperature has dropped in the last hour. We might just be getting the second round finished in time. Vijayas. World number 10. Come on back. $17.
To world number 3, Sergio for the birdie. Doesn't seem to have the rhythm on that stroke. Settles for a par. 6 off the lead. Fighting back after 73 in round 1. Could easily have made a birdie there. Going to 18.
Furyk walking well in advance of Vijayas and Mickelson. In one of the real featured groupings. All 3 of these men have a shot over the weekend.
Yeah, most definitely. Quite amazing after the tournament build-up. How Tiger and Phil should be more than likely tied at 2 under.
It feels like half the field's at 2 under. Since 1990, only 2 champions have come from outside the top 5 after 36 holes, and you were one of them.
That's right. I was looking at the book there. 72, 71. I shot first 2 rounds, and then shot 66, 69. So 9 under at the weekend. So maybe, as you've been saying, so many coming from the 2s. I guarantee they're going to have a free-wheeling day.
No, otherwise, if that holds true to form, have to be in the first 5. That means either Campbell, Perry, Cabrera, Hamilton, or Clark will be wearing the green jacket.
Doesn't have as simple as that. I got a funny feeling.
It's definitely not that easy.
I think a lot of players still believe they could make something happen here.
This is one of them.
As we've seen with the potential of these players, I wouldn't say easy, but it's players have gone 4 and 5 under runs, and they can.
No, don't worry, that's perfect.
Well, don't worry, that's perfect.
They're laughing back there. The gallery caught that act too. And he is right. It is perfect. It's not Dustin Johnson perfect, but it's perfect. Back here on the green, Furyk. He's tied for 6th. This would get him into the top 5 that we just discussed. Wow. Mickelson took a good look at that. He's going to follow the same path. 74 for Jim today. Now Mickelson can jump out of that pack that's gathered at -2.
It would probably make quite a considerable difference to his tee time.
Yes, it would.
It really would, wouldn't it?
Being the last to post 2,
yeah,
he'd be the first one out, so this could be worth a couple of hours. One closer to the top.
He knows it.
And he's there.
That was pretty significant. That was a very good second 9 for Phil Mickelson.
He shoots 32 on the second 9. Including that eagle. He knocked it about a foot at 13. He was out here. We've seen him many times before. About 2 hours early, just working on the practice green. It's interesting. He was 2 over coming to the 12th hole, and Padraig had just made a semi-long putt on a similar line. Phil jumped in right behind him and topped it, and that didn't get the whole thing going. With the eagle to follow. Here's Padraig for birdie. You can also get the 3 under. Jagus brings it back today after 73. It's 69 this time. Setting up for another great weekend at the Masters. Harry, Campbell, the leaders at 9 under. There's Mickelson moving into a tie for 10th with his birdie at the 18th.
The 2009 Masters Tournament.
The Champions locker room at Augusta is kind of the sanctuary, or kind of the reward that a champion gets for winning the Masters.
The minute you walk into the Champions locker room, it oozes with history.
To go in there and have lunch with all the great players that have donned the green jacket, it's pretty surreal sometimes for myself anyways, going in there and thinking that I'm part of that club.
They put the names on the lockers and keep them on. I think that's a wonderful nod to history.
I share my locker with Jackie Burke. It's a pretty cool thing to see him there every now and again. The stories that you hear in there, each and every time you go in there, this history behind it all is pretty neat.
I have Sam Snead's locker. Not too many people know that I share Sam Snead's locker.
I've always had Horton Smith on my locker at the Masters. Most of the fellows probably have 2 names on the locker.
Nick, do you share a locker there?
I do, with this year's defending champion, Trevor Immelman. So that was quite nice. So
you've been running solo up until this last year, huh?
I was stretching my arms. Well, of course, I had 3 jackets in there. You know, that's why I needed the extra space, old chap.
Sergio, good position to strike here. You leave anything in your locker during the year?
Just leave my jackets.
That's it.
You have to
no
leave.
Shoes.
No. I usually give my shoes to the guys up in the locker room each year because they like my shoes. So Sergio again bombing it down. Yes, lovely leave.
And good crack at birdie, which could move him into that 6th place tie with Katayama, Kim, and Sabatini. And again tonight, late night highlight coverage. We're going to stick around here if you'd like to join us. David Faraday will be with me. We're going to be in Butler Cabin until almost midnight tonight. So we've got the late night highlights coming up before David Letterman on CBS, and full coverage tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern time and 2 o'clock on Sunday. And preceding both of those rounds, we will have Masters Extra on the internet. And remember, tonight on ESPN, sit back and enjoy the Masters replay of the 2nd round here on ESPN. Very much enjoyed our partnership with our friends from ESPN here the last 2 days. Sergio trying to stretch out and see how close, get a peek. You know, just looking at that Champions locker room, Nick, it made me think of this being the anniversary of not only your first green jacket, which was 20 years ago. It's hard to believe how fast that's gone.
I know.
But I'm going to go back a little bit. 50 years ago, Art Wall. I got mail this year from some folks from a club up in Pennsylvania that still remember Art. He's been gone for a couple of years and have a tournament in his honor. And I do agree with what some of them said, is that he's been so really forgotten. The great charge he had on Sunday. He birdied 5 of the last 6 holes to win it in 59. And then 40 years ago was George Archer. His widow was here this week, Donna. And Big George very much missed around here. 40-year anniversary of his victory. And 30 years, as we talked about.
A Fuzzy, yeah.
A Fuzzy, U20. And Jose Maria, 10 years since his 2nd green jacket.
Stuart Appleby going the chosen route, using the slope. Got some wonderful spin, bite, now turn.
Make the left turn, please. Here you go. Oliver Wilson, clad in the powder blue, and Ryder Cupper for you is not going to make the cut here. He attended nearby Augusta State. And he's been writing the diary this week. Every year, the Augusta Chronicle, which does a phenomenal job here of covering this tournament. They asked one person to give the close-up perspective, the diary, and Oliver, the one that's been spending a little time not only on the range, on the course, but dictating and writing a little day-by-day account. Big things you see in the future for Oliver?
Yeah, he needs to. Unfortunately, he was one of these players who's still. How can I put it? He drives himself from almost the fear of negativity. He finds he had a even at the Ryder Cup, if things are going poorly for him, he wants to turn it around, but he goes mighty low before he manages to turn it around and get it back.
Well, let's go down to Mike Tirico. Mike?
Thank you, Jim. We have Phil Mickelson. Phil 2 over after 11, and boy, that shot at 12 really seemed to get you going.
It was a big putt for me to get one to go in. I hadn't made very many putts. In fact, I hadn't made any all week, really. outside of a few feet. When that one went in, it gave me a little bit of momentum. I hit a great drive on 13 and knocked down that pin, and ended up making a good putt on 18. That was a critical one as well. And so I feel like I've put myself within 6 shots of the lead in a spot where a good round tomorrow can get me in contention for Sunday.
I know you were critical of how you performed and how you scored really yesterday, but you have to take some confidence out of the way it finished today.
Yeah, it was much better, and really there was no technical change. It was just getting in a better rhythm, with a swing, rhythm with the round, and it started to come together.
Your key for the weekend?
Well, it's going to be similar to what it was today. You know, hit some shots. You got to pull off some shots around here. There are times to play conservative, but there's going to be times where I'm going to try to knock down the pin.
Way to get back in it. We'll watch you on the weekend.
Thanks, Mike.
Jim, back to you.
All right, thank you, Mike, and certainly Phil. If he can just carry that same vibe he had the second 9 over the weekend, he's got a great chance for a 3rd green jacket. But there's so many that are ready to give it their best over the last 2 days. Stuart Appleby, you got to give him credit. He comes to the 15th hole. He's 2 over. And you know there is no margin for error at that point. Birdie's 15 and birdie's 16.
Well, there's a lot of pride in all the players. They want to hang on. It's a small field for the weekend. Just 44 players make the cut, or the 10-shot rule comes in.
Now not only making the cut, but has a chance to be in red figures.
Break.
Man who holds the Augusta record for most consecutive holes without a bogey. Said a couple of years ago, went 50 holes without a bogey. That's one here at the finish. I thought that was mistaken. So a bogey for Appleby. +1 still in. Let's focus in on this now for Sergio. We've seen this putt a few times. Nick, one more time.
Again, well, yes, one more time. It's probably inside left. But a very important move. To be very close.
How good was that?
Sergio went from looking so despondent yesterday with that putter. I honestly thought he was going to bin it and come out with a regular one, but obviously working on things and stuck with it. And he's been rewarded. Just a few errant shots. One crazy one on the 13 where he had only had a short iron into that par 5. Hit it into Ray's Creek, but made a 5. Has clawed his way well and truly into it now.
Very much so. 4 under. And only 5 players in front of him. That's it. Would have guessed. No one would have guessed that after 73 and getting the last time today. This is earlier today. Just some of the highlights. We mentioned young Drew Kettleson, and that is the eagle. He holds at the 11th. He would add another eagle at 15. Good for him. Sabatini at the 2nd hole. And he knocks it in the jar as well. Sabatini's 4 under. Tiger for birdie at the 6th. Tiger will begin the weekend tied for 28th. Beg your pardon, tied 19th. Here's the one Mickelson spoke of a moment ago. He really felt like that was the one that turned it around for him. You'd guess that. Anthony Kim. Can you believe 11 birdies in 1 round?
No, I cannot. That is quite something. I mean, we know this man's aggressive, but he probably did that 11 times.
Todd Hamilton. He's ranked 373rd in the world right now. And having a good go of it here. Cabrera at 18 for birdie. Chad Campbell at 18. This might have been a little bit past the hole. What do you think? Watch this.
A smidgen. Yep.
Kenny Perry. He had not played here since 2005. In 2006, he was not back from a knee.
ESPN2 Masters is next.
It's day 2 at the Masters. Tiger Woods started this day 5 shots back. As he arrives at 18-10, he's 6 off the lead. Woods 3 under par, just 1 under on the round. Really not able to sustain any momentum. But in the fairway at 18, the man he's trailing, a couple of Americans. Kenny Perry, who is trying to become the oldest major golf champion ever. 9 under par, tied for the lead with Chad Campbell, our 18-hole leader, who shot 70. The conditions have been a little bit breezier. Scoring's been a little difficult. Late morning, early afternoon, you'll see Furyk and Cabrera. There's Woods, even though 6 back, still very close to the top of the leaderboard. We'll watch Vijay Singh and Padraig Harrington this afternoon, the man who has won the last 2 majors. Closing with the Open Championship and the PGA at Oakland Hills back last August. Let's show you what Tiger has done during the day. This was a birdie putt at the 6th. But again, inability to sustain momentum. Birdie dropped a shot at 7. Birdie 8, bogey 9. 36 on the first 9. And after a string of pars, 10 through 14, the par 5 15th there in 2. Comes up short with chip, able to knock in that short birdie putt. Getting Woods to 3 under. Pars 16, 17, a nice save at 16 as well. Todd Hamilton, who's had very little going, really since his victory in the Open Championship at Royal Troon. Won the British Open 5 years ago. Playing his 6th Masters, Hamilton had a good day, shooting 2 under par, 70. We mentioned Chad Campbell, the leader, coming in. All those birdies he made yesterday, 9 of them. Dropped a couple of shots on the way in. He was out early this morning after 9 o'clock. And continued some of his very strong iron play. That beautiful shot. The difficult hole location at the 4th. Campbell had a tough time through Amen Corner where the winds were swirling. Put it past the hole location on 18. Treacherous putt, but for birdie. Finds the bottom, and Chad Campbell, 36-hole leader in the past, might be that again at Augusta. Now, Kenny Perry, whose track record here did not indicate that he would contend for the Masters title at all. Just the right weight. And a precious birdie at Amen Corner. They've been very few and far to come by. And watch this second shot at 18. There's a lot of conversation with his caddy over 9-iron or 8-iron. As you see, he chose the 8. And they chose just right. That close to an eagle and the outright lead. This for birdie to tie Campbell. Kenny Perry with 67. And for the time he was playing, considering the wind gusts that were coming up and swirling around those soaring pines, bogey-free is extraordinary. We saw Woods drive at 18. Let's go down live. His second shot at the par 4.
Incredible tee shot. Now he's got to make the most of it.
And an incredible second as well, Jim.
Oh.
Complete blocks it, gets stuck underneath, and I am amazed. And he is absolutely, that's what he's indicated. He'll be absolutely gutted at that.
And he let a shot slip away at the end of yesterday's round at 18. An absolute perfect scoring position with that tee shot. Really the most vulnerable hole location of the 4 days you'll find at Augusta.
Exactly. We've just seen the groups in front. Kenny Perry. The whole group knocking it all inside 6 feet, 3 balls, and for Tiger to come in with probably a 9-iron and completely get stuck on it, he will be absolutely livid inside, I can imagine, because he knows even with his greatest of skills, he'll have to put off a Tiger miracle to make this one.
And coming around today at 1 under for the round, 3 under for the tournament. As you see, Stewart Cink, who was the low man in the group yesterday and hit a really nasty patch in the middle of his round. And Stewart Cink, let's talk about his cause here, because the cut's going to be somewhere around 1. Well, 1s are going to be in because of that 10-shot rule, but it could make it all the way down to +2. It's 44 in ties.
Stewart was 2 over playing and had a relatively straightforward shot and blocked it well right.
He's going to play it up off the slope.
Oh, you're right. It's going to go up. Oh, it's gone too far.
Careful. Oh, going to leave it up there?
Yeah.
Goodness. It's not moving. He's waiting for it to somehow not defy gravity, but it's going to stay there.
Tiger's is slightly more on the upslope, so he doesn't have to worry about going sideways, but the first yard or two into the green is very steep. I should think Tiger will try and jam this, hit the pin. He knows, but that's probably the best thing he can do. Hopefully rattle the...
And if it doesn't, you're really thinking this is 8 feet by.
6 to 8 feet by.
Best case scenario, huh?
He would take that. Oh, he's actually looking.
He is looking at some angles here.
Wow, I'm amazed. Oh,
he's going sideways.
Well, he's going to think about it first. Yeah. Is he really? I can't believe that.
What do you think, Nick? If you're guessing, what do you think he's going to do here?
I would have thought he can hit one of those super spinners, which would land, 8 feet short and maybe go 10 feet past. But as he's just seen, if he goes sideways and it doesn't come off, he's going to leave guaranteed a 10 or 15 foot putt, which should be down. Oh, he's actually going for it.
Looks like he's made the decision to go off the hill.
Quite happy to have a left to right rather than a straight putt.